Hello and welcome to the Daily Den. We are just continuing Parasite Eve. Felt like doing this impromptu. So,
Woohoo! And I'm here.
yes, and you're
In the
here.
voice this time, instead of in just the chat. Hooray!
Yeah, so we're just going to continue from here and actually do the Chrysler building this time. Probably
At least
just,
a bit of it.
yeah, probably just the first
Yeah.
10 floors, maybe 20. We'll see.
We've got enough for the shooty bits, because
Yeah,
the last time was the problem with the ammo.
sure was.
And if you hear a ring a ding ding on my phone, I'm gonna be poofing for a bit, so
Okay,
there's that.
yep, well, that's fine. Sure
But
you,
then I'll re-poof.
yep. Sure you know
So
how to
there's
like
that.
turn off a mic so we don't hear your
Well,
conversation.
yeah, I mean, heck, even if I just close my computer.
That works too. Alright, Chrysler building, here we go.
Woohoo!
It'd be nice if the floors were the same layout. It's not like I remember them anyway. But I bet not. Oh man.
Oh no. I'm
Yeah.
getting that same Twitch issue. Remember that I had with Persona where it's like things are overlapping and it just is hard to see sometimes?
Yeah, I don't get why yours does that.
I don't either. It doesn't make any sense. But it's doing that a bit again, so if I'm like, wait, what's going on? It's because I can't see what's going on.
Yeah, is it only on the black screens or what?
It often seems to kind of appear when there's like I don't know, like, because I just had it when you transition, like, when you got to the actual Chrysler building.
Oh,
It
that's
was like,
weird.
okay, it's showing me the title screen again. It's like, wait, what?
Oh, yeah, that's weird.
So, but like the transitions between screens at this point, knock on wood, seems to be okay.
Hmm.
But we'll see as we go how good that lasts.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially, if battles make things fucked up. I don't know. So far, so good, but
Yeah. I mean, definitely well more prepared than last time. Oh boy, Kevlar jacket,
hooray.
a grenade launcher. Uh, just, God, so many potions. Didn't I just get a medicine one? I mean, yeah, I mean, this is just a lot of the same room over and over again, so.
Yeah, I
Or at
mean,
least
it's
the
not
layout.
like.
Yeah.
I mean, the only problem would be if you're like, okay, do you remember if it was this way or that way? I might be like, I didn't see any way.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm getting it again. Parasite Eve just popped up again.
Oh, that's weird.
And I can kind of see you fighting things through it. It's
Oh,
really
so it's still staying there too.
well, like some of it, but it's very glitched out.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
But now everything seems to be oh no, maybe not.
I wonder if that's just.
Almost back to normal.
Well, here, let me just.
I mean, I think for me when I had this, it's like I just need to kind of refresh it, and that was the best thing that we
Okay.
could figure out to do. So let me see how that works.
Okay. Well, you're not missing much anyway.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. My computer's not a very young boy, so it's probably my computer
It's also
being
an
like
apple.
it is. And if I'd known I didn't need to get one at the time, I wouldn't have. But I didn't know this, so.
Mm-hmm.
But I figure I'll use it till he's can't use it no more.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
Excuse
Excuse
me.
you.
I didn't have anything to drink, I swear.
You
I don't
can-
even have alcohol in the
I
house.
mean, hiccups is just your body trying to get air.
Mm-hmm.
No. I mean, that's all it is. I don't understand why it's like people like always link it to like drinking.
Well, I think it's because, I mean, probably when you're drinking, you know, breathing's not the first thing on your mind, so you often get hiccups when you're drinking.
I guess that's true.
Oh, there's
Ooh,
that.
Four-way split. Ooh.
Oh, special.
Well, let's try north. Let's try north again. Because, I mean, at least from that failure first, like, 9 floors, we found out that, you know, exits always have to be you coming from the south. And usually at that camera angle, so...
So, there you go. I mean, that's the... You learned something even if it was 9 floors of, uh-oh, we're fucked.
Yeah. For sure. And you should always aim for these stupid chest rooms too, so
Get the stuff.
yeah. And that's always seems to be a right to left room or left to right room, so
Yeah, it's kind of like there's some common threads.
So basically never go down a screen. Unless you have to.
Yeah, unless there's no other choice.
Okay. Oh, there's one of the gun trading cards. And a handgun. And, ooh, PE +4. PE is your magic, if you're wondering.
Yeah.
And then critical evasion.
It's the name of the game, right? PE, Parasite Eve.
Yeah, it's just
Parasite.
I don't know. It just mostly affects your MP, I guess I want to call it. Like it's not your magic power.
It's your mutation power.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Basically.
The magic system is way better in the second game. I will admit that.
That's the only praise you'll give it.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the second game except
It's a Resident Evil clone. It's a literal Resident Evil clone. Like it has the tank controls, it has the like 2-hour playtime type things.
And the third one is just not spoken of, correct?
Correct.
Basically, because it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
What third game are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking about? It doesn't even have the name Parasite Eve on it. It's just a third birthday.
I'm getting a call, so I'll be back.
Okay. Yep, just running through the same halls, randomly generated maps, I think. If there's a layout, you can prove me wrong or in the comments. But as far as I know, these, oh shit, that's the wrong stairs. Or were those upstairs? Oh my god. No, those were downstairs. Okay. Yeah! I'll take those. I'm really surprised we didn't get, like, you know, disoriented from screens like this. It's like, okay, you're like, it looks like you're kind of walking down a wall. It doesn't look like the way, like, the old school Zelda games did, because they had, like, you know, like this weird, leaning character. Oh no. Did we get the, goodies from this floor? I don't think we did. This is a dead end, so, I guess we must have. It is what it is. But yeah, I mean, some of Square's games are like that, where it's just like, oh, this camera angle doesn't make any sense, but whatever. We just got over it. Getting the goodies. CR Eve 8-3. Only 2 this time. SV jacket with +1 items. No, no. Just the whole bottom of the screen is like the stupid exit to those rooms doesn't make any sense. Well, logically, then up here should be the stairs. Eventually. Here we go. Man, imagine if the real Chrysler building was laid out like the one in this game. It would be like, you'd get so lost. Only one room per floor. Yeah, real smart design. Oh, we already found the goodie door. I hope there isn't 2 on one of these floors, because that'd be terrible. What's in this one? 3? PE3, and defense 2, and another gun. Okay. Lots of armor stuff this time. Guess that helps a little bit. Keep exploring. lot of enemies this run. Kind of weird. Oh. Warning, encounter. Replace those with junk. No one likes the bats. Someone might, but those be silly people. Alright, any more birds? Yeah, I thought so. Sweet. I like those a lot better. As well, or nope. Left. Let's go left. And up. Maybe. Oh, good guess. Check your rights and lefts. It could be goody. It's rights and lefts. Oh, hey, we found this. Yeah, what do we have? Sorry, I'm just moving around windows. You got 4 chests. Yeah. Get rid of a medicine 1. Okay. Let's sort by items and then medicines. Okay. We got a bullet cap 1. Of course, that's going to be all the way at the bottom. And a rocket. Great. Yeah. Can we put the rocket in there? God damn it. We can't. Yeah. Medicine 1. A tool. Okay. We can use that tool right now to leave ourselves some inventory space. Which one would be the best one? This one. Yeah, let's get rid of this one. Parameters will be moved, and that will be lost. Okie dokie. Let's get our medicine 1s back. Man, I should have really been paying attention more to the time. Didn't realize it was the time that it was. So when we get to the next floor, I'm going to take a really, really short break. Grab some water. You know. All right. Nice. I want jump. Black. Medicine 1. straight upgrades. This is going to be a nice handy dandy dead end. Yep. Ooh, fight on this type of room? Nope, I just got a beat. Alright, come on. Five dunks. Sweet. Why am I getting the messages? Hold on. Alright, folks. Yeah. I guess I'll do that. Be right back right now. I'm back. Yeah, just have to do something quickly. So, let's get this game back on the road, per se. Yeah, please. Yeah. Okay, I'll have to remember that was around 30 minutes. Or when, you know, the eventual edit comes when I post this on the YouTube. If that's not where you're watching it, well, good for you for watching it live on Twitch. Or just later on at Twitch. Otherwise, you could go to The Daily Den on YouTube and check that and my many other videos. Yep. Looks like we are at a dead end. Okay. More downs. More downs. More elevators. Well, hope you people who do watch this enjoy the entertainment. I mean, I'm enjoying playing it, and if you enjoy watching it, then that's a win for everybody. Five more junk. All right. Analog control was always really finicky on the PlayStation 1, but like there is no like dead zone in this, and that's the problem with this. So like as soon as you go like slightly off the center, it's just like boom, full throttle in the one direction. Okay, and we found the lovely stairs. I've lost track of floors. I think this is 5 though. I think every 5 floors aren't random. So if there's only one route to take, then that would be a good clue on what floor we're on. We gotta get rid of the junk. Where are the medicines for the junk? Need those goodies for the gun. I didn't know the rats could drop that. I thought it was only the crows. Oh. Fight at a dead end room? Maybe it's not even a dead end room. Oh, I should need to. Come on. I don't mind the damage because I need to get rid of medicines anyway. Oh, come on. You didn't even target them? Nice. Yeah, that'll work. Oh, it wasn't a dead end. Interesting. Alright, let's use the medicine too. Ah. Yeah, Oh, good, the door. Cat +1. And offense +1. A nice harmless room. Any hidden third, fourth chest? Oh, I see a chest right here. Oh, I never used the offense +1. Oops. Come on. Okay. Problem solved. Why am I going down? I don't know. Let's not. Another dead end. Sorry, I wasn't even looking at the screen. I know. Ooh, look. You know, I'm even multitasking while streaming. I mean, I don't mind if you're just here to enjoy the, I guess, slightly repetitive music. Another dead end? Ooh, battle. And how many crows? Oh, 5 again? Nice, another 5. Oh, only 4 jump this time. But am I like out of medicine 2s? Oh wow, no, medicine 2s already. Maybe I should put some of my level up points into inventory slots. I mean, the rocket ammo would be nice, but I'm not using rockets. I mean, could you imagine actually using rockets? EP, damn it, I don't have enough. Sort. Items, usables, wow.
Whoa! I'm back.
That's fine.
Hello.
I've just been going up and down floors. Well, mostly up. Went down
Flee up
once.
is good.
Yeah,
What floor are you on?
I lost count.
Oh,
I think it's 6 though.
okay.
And I'm running out of inventory space, so level
Uh-oh.
up would be nice.
Oh, does that give you more inventory space? Just...
I can use the BP to increase inventory space, but yeah, you can also get more inventory space from level ups.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I got a lot of junk, so I mean actual junk, so I could always
But
just...
you're kind of collecting that.
Yeah.
The gun, right?
Yep, for the gun. Wow.
But the enemies haven't been too bad.
Nope. Wait, did I just say I had a medicine 1? I did. Oh, that was a waste.
Hooray!
Yeah, but I threw out a bunch of medicine 3s, so it was just kind of like one of those like, oh, but I guess it really doesn't matter because at this rate, why am I getting battles every battle? I mean every floor.
Why are you getting battles every battle? I don't know.
Yeah, wait, this was the floor that I died on the first run. Because this was the room that I had trouble with. Because I ran out of ammo on this exact battle.
Isn't that then you're on the 9th floor? Because I thought you were on the 9th floor when you died.
Yeah, I guess I was. As I said, I lost count.
You've been going up more than you've been going down.
Mm-hmm. I did go down once by mistake, though.
Okay, I'm gonna refresh. Because I'm getting a little bit of that overlap stuff again.
Maybe you should clear the cache from your browser.
I just did that recently, honest to God.
Oh, that's weird.
So I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe it's a MacBook thing.
It might be. I mean, oh, this is gonna be scary. How old is this Mac? Oh, no, it's not showing us.
2005.
It's not that old. I think it's 2012 or 13 or something. But I thought it could tell me that here, but it's not.
Oh well.
Oh well.
CRE1.
All I know is, because you update the OS, obviously, every once in a while, and mine is as updated as it can get. It won't let me go any further, because it's too complicated.
Oh. Yeah.
So I'm as, I have a feeling it's not got much more in it, but we'll keep it going until it goes.
I mean, there's no reason for me to have this Kevlar jacket.
Oh, yeah, it's late 2013, it says.
Ah, okay.
So it's old. It's almost a decade old.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
Yep. There is no reason for me to have this Kevlar jacket.
Do not need it.
Nope. Okay. Well, maybe if we go up, we'll just end up at the boss.
Maybe. Oh, they just zoomed on in.
Sure did.
And then they zoomed on out.
Sure did. Can I get rid of the rocket crane? God damn it, that's another problem too.
There's certain things you just can't get rid of.
Yeah, obviously when you get a rocket launcher, you obviously have to have an ammo crate for it, because, you know, it would be too powerful if they took normal bullets.
Well, yeah.
But that also takes up an inventory spot. So really, rockets take up 2 inventory spots.
That's a pain in the butt.
It does. And they're not good, because, wow, another dead end. Okay. Because, on a normal playthrough, you only get 10 rockets.
Oh.
So it's like the oh shit, I need to deal heavy damage or I'm gonna die type situation type thing. And in the long run, it's just not really worth the 2 inventory spots. And you know, and in one of these stupid doors, I picked up a rocket crate, and I was just like, oh great, that's now a permanent inventory spot that I'm now locked out of.
Well, can't you get rid of it when you, like, give your guy your stuff?
Yeah, I guess I could, but, you know, until
Yeah, if you're not going to use the rocket launcher.
We'll see. Please don't be a dead end. Oh, it can't be a dead end, right? That was literally explored that floor 100%.
Oh, there we go. Hooray. Maybe, boss?
Maybe. If not, we'll just keep moving along.
Just keep going up.
Yep, that's all we can do.
Now, I don't know if the boss floors are immediately obvious, or you have to find the boss, or how that works.
I think they're literally just one room.
Okay, so this is definitely not.
Yeah. Definitely not. Later.
So maybe next room is boss room.
Maybe.
Maybe. Perhaps.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah. I was just rambling to myself while you're away. Mm-hmm.
That's all good.
Sure is.
Of course, I don't get the music this way.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, it's just because of the setup. Because otherwise, I'd be hearing everything in double.
You could always mute me on the Discord and then.
Yeah, but I've been kind of keeping an eye on, and the delay looks a little bit weird with that, and yeah.
Okay.
It would probably be a little bit strange.
Mm-hmm. Probably would be. The door.
Because, yeah, even you're saying some things, and I'm like, oh, what door? Oh, okay, that door.
Yeah, that door.
That door.
Tool. Alright. That can... Let's go and tune up stuff.
Fix it all.
Well, it's more like get inventory space. Okay. Yeah, we don't need this. 2 more power. What else we got? We got another weapon. Oh boy. And another tool. Oh boy.
Hooray, hooray.
Hooray, hooray. You know, just transferring those stats onto the one gun.
Might as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. And another piece of armor. Really hope we're near that boss room so I can elevate her down and hand over the junk and then maybe continue on into floors 10 to 20. Oh, this is a dead end, but I'll just check it anyway. Yep. Yeah, I'm sure I can mess with my settings so that there's not so much of a delay, but I just haven't bothered doing that.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, you can probably fix it a little bit, but I think there's always going to be a little bit of a delay, so it's whatever.
I know for
It's
sure,
all
but
good.
I mean, yeah.
It happens.
It sure does. Oh boy, another flight of stairs up.
That's a good sign.
Okay, 2 straight halls. Those things just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, they just kind of popped in there.
And there goes all my healing items. But I'm sure I'll be fine.
Well, this is definitely going a lot better than it did the time before.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's it, lots of straight halls. Oh, we finally got a curve there.
Yep. Okay.
Now, okay, you could go to the Chrysler building in this second playthrough. You
Yeah.
could just go there.
Yeah.
Is there any hint in like your first playthrough? It's like, oh, maybe at some point we should check the Chrysler building,
Oh,
or
okay. You know when I was in the hospital?
yeah.
On the upper floor, there's a single screen which shows you're looking through the window and you can see the Chrysler building and it's on fire.
Oh, uh-oh.
And that is the only hint.
I see. Well, at least they give you something, because it's like otherwise, like, okay, randomly can go to the Chrysler building now. What's this about?
Yeah.
And do you have to see that in your first run to be able to access it in your second?
Nope.
No, it just, okay. Okay.
Nope. It's just the one hint. It's just the one hint. I should sort. Yeah. So all jumps now, and then whatever I picked up. Oh boy.
Oh, here you go. Hopefully this is the last floor.
Yeah. Hopefully. It's been rather straight. Just making sure. I need a key. Okay.
I can't do this yet. Oh, there's a door. Oh shit, that means there's more stuff.
Yeah, but they could be like tools and stuff.
That's true.
Like that one. Okay, so
I mean, at least it like lets you be able to re-pick up the stuff that you dropped off in the crate.
oh yeah,
that
that'd
you
be
swap.
terrible otherwise.
Well, I mean, some games don't let you do that.
Yeah, I know.
So that is at least nice that it lets you do that.
And one up here. Nope. Nope. So let's pick up the two junk. Junk. Yeah, like, I don't mind dropping a junk for a gun, because that's plus stats permanently. In the long run. Okay. Yeah, no. Come on, stairs. Oh, boss room.
Oh. Okay.
And it's a spider.
Oh. Ah.
Oh, 7 damage. Okay, nothing to really worry about. Oh, that hurt.
Yeah, that hurt a lot. But then you hurt it a lot.
I did. And I got the key.
Hooray!
Okay, let's
Okay, so your last floor does have exploration. At least now you know.
yeah, was there an elevator on this floor?
There was. I don't think it was too far either, honestly.
Now, let's go back and slip on down. Drop off all the goodies. Nope, that's the door.
Yeah, and I think the next one was the elevator.
Yeah, that would make sense to me.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yay, elevators.
Oh, hold on. Directional button, upper left stick up to... Oh. Okay. That's weird. It actually allows you to pick whatever floor.
Oh, I mean, that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Say you want to grind on the floor or something, I guess, or
Yeah.
you left a gun or something because you died, or well, not died, but
Yeah. Ran out of
yeah, didn't
inventory
think
space.
about it, and yeah.
Okay. Let's drop off all these goodies. Then progress a bit more.
Woohoo!
Yep. Uh-huh.
I haven't even cleaned up the entrance.
Nope. I mean, it's literally the morning right after.
Yeah.
Or is it the morning after, or is it the evening after? It'd be the... Oh, God, I don't know. Time is weird in this game. Pick up our free ammo. Thank you. Nope. Come on.
I
Where?
have junk for you.
Haha, I don't really have one yet. What are you talking about? Uh, yeah, discard junk. Oh, no. Oh, it's sped up. Thank you. Store equipment.
Is there any way to see how much junk you've got stored with him?
Nope.
You just get a prompt when you've got enough?
Yep. Reload.
You give him that rocket crate?
I'm gonna check that out shortly. Just need to... No. It is now just a permanent...
That's a pain in the ass.
Sure is. But if I do this... Nope, wrong way. Ooh.
Nope.
Yeah. Sucks. No, I want to put the gun away. Okay. Sword and by gun and by attack and... Yeah. Store item. Sure, I'll put the card away because I don't have the stupid good thing yet to use it on. No, I don't want the lock key. Hi-ho. Okay. Yeah. Okay. It's the medicine here. Nice. Medicine too. Oh, it didn't heal me. Sure. There we go. I'll recharge. Back up the tower.
You go.
Yeah. A Chrysler building.
Ooh.
Yep. Just gonna go and jump to floor 10 and then go to from 11 to 20. Man, I wonder why they did camera angles like this sometimes. Like
I
weird
don't
overhead
know.
shit. Like I was talking about this by myself to myself. Like there's like when you go up on the up halls. I don't know if this will
Mm.
be a good example of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
like
a lot
this.
more overhead.
It's like I'm running up the side of a wall.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, my only thought is, I mean, when did this game come out?
Let us look at the box. 1990. I'm guessing 7.
Like, maybe they were trying to make it seem more like, because games back then weren't quite as big as movies and stuff.
No, I
I'm
mean,
wondering if they were trying to make it more cinematic like.
well, the tagline is the cinematic RPG.
Well, there you fucking go then.
Yeah. Ooh, advanced monkeys.
Oh, weird.
Hey, they're actually dealing damage to me.
Oh no.
I never saved.
Oh shit. You might want to go back down then.
I will go back down, but
Because that's probably not a good thing not to do.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, hell, you could poke around this floor for that little bit more junk if you want to and give it to them.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I think then that would be my thought was, yeah, they were really going for the cinematic. I mean, I know that's what Resident Evil did, is they had a lot of the camera angles because it was very how much they,
Cinematic.
like how they did stuff like that in cinema and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, but you also got to remember that's also the tagline in North America. So what was it over like in Japan?
I don't know.
Yeah.
But like that's just what I get to me when a lot of them just have those fixed angles.
Mm-hmm. Oops.
And I think that's because, yeah, games weren't quite as. I think they thought it might have people take them more seriously at the time.
Yeah, no, I was
What?
just kind of wonder like the mindset of like maybe they
Because it's
want
a
yeah.
like I know a lot of horror games do that too, because weird angles, even in horror cinema, is like, yeah, that's a big thing because it makes you uneasy and
Yeah.
yeah, this is using some weird angles and
Mm-hmm.
that would be my estimation there.
Yeah.
They were just, trying to be inspired a bit by add a little more and maybe get some more people interested that way.
Yeah. Man. Yeah. Creating games was like more of an art back then than it is nowadays because they were so limited too.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. I think the limitations really bring out the creativity in a lot of this, but now at a lot of like big games don't have those limitations the same as they did.
Yeah, and they're
It's
rushed
not.
out.
Well, there's that. That's a whole other problem.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's why. I mean, for me anyway, like smaller teams, like more indie games, they still kind of do that to some degree.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they do still have a lot more access to things than like people who were big time creators of game back then would have had,
Oh
just
yeah.
because of the technology. But I think a lot of them have to be a lot more creative,
Mm-hmm.
and they put a little bit more heart and soul into it.
Yeah, but I mean, for a lot of indie games, like I'm going to use Celeste as an example. I'm getting really sick of the pixelless, aesthetic that they're using for like indie games.
And see, for me, I really like that, so I'm like, I'm good.
Oh yeah, but like for example, like I don't know, Celeste was going for like I guess like a high color 8-bit look.
Hmm.
and I'm kind of getting sick of that. Like, yeah, I don't mind pixel art, but like, for example, when it's like clashing with like the portrait art and all the cutscenes and stuff like that, it's like you could have gone for more of like a 16-bit look and probably got like, I don't know, something a little nicer to look at. I don't know how else to describe it. I just feel that the character, I forget her name, his name, their name, any of the characters, they like, because it's up to the text box to really like push their personality, that what little storytelling there is in that game, even though that's a major focus of it, just doesn't really like come through as much. Because I mean, like for example, look at Final Fantasy VI. Their sprites were 16 by 32. That and Chrono Trigger, and they're so much more expressive by adding animations and stuff like that. While Celeste, with however many pixels they use, just couldn't pull it off.
Must admit myself, like I know Celeste, I know the basics, but I don't know the game very well, so.
Well, yeah, but I mean, a lot of the times it's just, I mean, the sprites aren't emoting. That's the things, because they can't, because they're NES-style sprites.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't even get to see her face in her sprite. It's just like, what, 4 pixels of skin color?
Yeah, it's nothing much, so.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's on the other end of that spectrum, like something like an indie game like Owlboy, like that was in production for like, what, a decade or something? But the pixel art in there is like beautiful.
Oh, yeah. But that's also not like really going for a, you know, like an NES style.
Well, no. So.
Snakes. Well, that's what I'm complaining about. Just people using that style as like, I don't know. I don't want to say a crutch, but I feel that maybe for that type of story, since they should have, you know, tried something else.
Maybe, yeah, like, just like I said, I don't know the game that well, so I don't know. But I get where you're coming from with that. Like, they shouldn't all just pixel art it, and totally get that, and I agree there too, but I do like pixel art myself, so I'm not super usually probably as critical as that part of it.
I mean, pixel art is,
you know,
like,
maybe should be.
I just feel in some scenarios that like some games need to up the quality a little bit, like, or go like for a more detailed sprite over just a simpler one.
Yeah, well, and the thing is too, it's like, you know, sometimes these kind of games, like the art style used is its own part of the game too.
Okay, yeah. But then you're also got a clashing art style with the text boxes and everything too, so.
Well, yeah, like, I'm just saying, like, some games, like, their art style is, like, that's part of the experience. And, you know, maybe more should kind of focus on that rather than just kind of airing to pixel stuff.
Yeah,
Maybe,
I mean, there's
know.
some studios that do it well. I'm just so sick of seeing people do, like, the NES style sprites and then like don't really do it correctly, if that makes sense. Because I mean, obviously, if you're going for an NES
they just kind of do it almost just for the nostalgia, almost.
Yeah, like that type of stuff. It's just, and then
I mean, it's kind of like I know it's not an indie game, and I don't know much about the games themselves or whatnot, but from what I understand, they're not great games. But I really liked with the demo of Octopath Traveler, I think is what it's called. Like, the style of the art was really neat.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, they didn't really do anything with it from what I saw, from the little bit I experienced from...
Oh, yeah.
It was just kind of there, and for some of that stuff, I'm like, you know, do something with it, like...
I think Octopath 2, which is the 4th game to use that style now from the company, they're actually addressing those complaints. I know Live Alive, which I will play eventually. is the third game in that style, but that was also a remake of a Super Nintendo game, so they obviously had a
they
base
had
for
kind
the
of
sprites
constraints
to go
there.
off of. Yeah.
It's
And-
like, if you're gonna do something like that, don't just do it to do it. Like, make it make sense.
Yeah. I think at that point they were just saying, "Ooh, look at this like graphic style," and it's just like.
Well, and I
okay.
can even kind of get, like, because they're a bigger company and whatnot, it's like, okay, we're kind of doing this almost as a test.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's like, okay, it's there. You just did it to do it. Like, there's no soul, there's no reason to it. Like, why bother at this point, almost?
Oh, I'm sure there was a reason other than money.
I mean, that's what I think is the bottom line thing with a lot of that stuff. Like, all the AAA stuff, it's all just for money, for numbers. Like, a lot of the people who do the indie games are doing it because they like game stuff. Like, they have a passion for it. There's more than just money for the reason behind it. Like,
I mean, I know some AA and AAA games, which definitely you could tell that there was a passion behind it. I know.
Oh yeah, it still happens, but I think, it's kind of, if we've got the little scales there, it's definitely more leaning towards, most of them are more worried about the numbers they're gonna make.
Oh, of course.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. I found the stairs, but I didn't find the door, so this is why I'm wandering back. Yeah, because I know Final Fantasy VII Remake, a lot of people are like, oh, they ruined the game and blah, blah, blah. But you could tell that that was a passion project, because it's...
Well, and I mean, this is me again being like, I know the bare bones of Final Fantasy VII. It's never a game I played because I didn't have the system for it at the time.
Yeah.
But from my understanding, it's like, okay, a lot of the people are complaining because it's not exactly the same thing as it was.
Correct.
Exactly what they wanted.
Yes.
But from what I understand with the remake, and like I said, I don't know too much. I know there's differences.
Oh, there's a lot of differences.
Especially the further you're getting on, but it's kind of like, yeah, it's almost like they're doing a reboot.
Which is actually
what
it's
like
doing.
An interesting sort of idea to it, like, kind of got you interested, but I don't think they were trying to go in like saying, haha, we tricked you into thinking it was the same game.
Oh no, they flat out
From my
said
understanding, they like kind of made it a little obvious, like, yeah, things are changing, guys, like, kind of keep that in mind as you're going in.
Oh yeah, and I feel that what they did made it so much better project. I would kind of state it like what happened with the Evangelion Rebirth movies, where at first it's like, okay, this is just a one-to-one adaptation, but then they start changing little things, and those changes...
and I like some of it where they were going, but then with that, because yes, okay, that is a better series for me, just because, I knew the one before and the one after. I think they kind of went off the deep end for some of the new stuff at the end. And they didn't have to, and they were already going in some interesting directions, but then they're just like, okay, we gotta fuck this up because it's Evangelion, things gotta get fucked up.
Yeah, but I mean, that's kind of...
The idea of it going in was basically, okay, like you said, the beginning, it's mostly the same. Then we're doing some different stuff. And we're doing some more different stuff. It's still questionable, but okay, we'll see where you're going with this. But then, the sense that I got out of watching the whole thing was just kind of like, because of the series it is, and they're very big on, I don't want to say shock value, but making things go differently than you might perceive they would, I guess, as a series. They felt like they had to go back on that idea and be like, okay, we gotta do this again just because this is the series we're working on. So it's like they went somewhere totally left field in the new remake, the reason they did it is because that's how the original kind of did things, and I was like, that you don't have to do it like that. Like, you had some interesting things going on here that I wish you'd explored more.
Yeah.
And you just kind of went off the deep end.
Oh, did it
It's
ever
like,
go
I
off
don't
the
give
deep
a
end?
fuck about Gendo anyway, and you just kind of stuck him in there in the middle and wanted me to feel bad for him, and I'm like, I'm sorry, no. Many other complaints, but that is one of the big ones.
Yeah. But what I was getting at was that it's clear by the end of remake that it's actually super tool. That it's a sequel and not a remake.
Yeah.
Ooh. Club 4.
I'm guessing is good.
That's the best club in the game.
Oh, well, that's a good thing.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
We can just drop Club 1 in there. I don't need Club 1 anymore. Yeah, Club 4, maybe there's a Club 5, but yeah.
It's pretty damn good.
I mean, to give you an idea, this gun's 35 plus 96, and my Club 1 is just flat 80.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what if its ability? Steal during attack, I can counter attack with it. And critical rate up. So it's got really good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
Yeah. So, yeah. I think that might be the only thing with counterattack, so I might actually sacrifice the weapon in the long run to give counterattack onto my gun.
Oh, that you can. Oh, that'll be good. Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
See how it goes.
Yeah. Either way, when I never run out of bullets, I have a club too that actually does stuff.
Yeah, that does many things.
And I should definitely try stealing from the boss. Or from the bosses. Yeah.
Why not, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah, I don't
for
mind
that.
a reboot.
Yeah, so basically
Long
Final
run.
Fantasy VII Remake is actually a sequel in disguise.
Yeah.
And it's like basically it's like the same idea where it's like, oh, at the end of the first one, we're guessing it's a bad end, and we don't know what really happened because literally 7 ends on like one of those, oh, you can make up what happens type endings.
Mm-hmm.
And then they did all these like post movies shit and all that stuff. That's another thing too. Final Fantasy VII, as like a universe, got so over added to with all the spin-offs and movies.
Well, and that's the thing too. It's like for some series, it's like the whole thing of jumping the shark. It's like, no, stop when you're ahead. And this is what I think happened with a lot of the superhero movies.
Yeah, but at the
They
same
kind of jumped the shark about 50 times now. Just to make it all continuity, and then we've had to reboot the continuity, and then, oh, no, these people died. Oh, no, not in this continuity. Oh, no, this... It's just like...
Yeah, I think the problem with that is just how there's been too much of it with the Disney stuff. I mean, with the Disney Plus stuff.
I would argue that, yes, definitely, totally agree with that, but I would even argue before Disney put his fingers in some of these things, it was already getting to be a little bit much in some aspect.
I understand the Spider-Man issue, because that's because Sony wants to keep the Spider-Man money bull.
Yeah, that's a whole...
And by their contract,
problem, yeah.
They have to do something with the franchise every 2 years.
Yeah.
So they kind of have to, like, oh, when Sam Raimi wanted to do a movie with the Vulture in it, and they were like, no, you gotta use modern and Marvel or whoever. Upper management at Sony was like, no, we want you to do more modern characters because that's what the kids want. He said, fuck you, I'm leaving. And then, what's his name? Toby was like, I was only doing this because I wanted to work with Sam Raimi. So he left.
Fuck you, guys.
Yeah, so they were like, oh shit. So they had to scramble to get a reboot done.
Yeah.
And that's when Andrew Garfield got in. And then
I've still never seen any of the movies with Andrew Garfield in it, to be honest with you.
that is fine. I mean, that's fine. I mean,
I just like, you know, at one point it's like, oh, you know, I probably should, and it's just like,
no, you
that
shouldn't.
never happened, really.
And then they did his 2 movies, and then the director wanted to do a certain villain, and then Sony was like, no, we want you to do this, and he was like, no, fuck you, I'm leaving here. And yeah, so that happened again. And then Disney was like, hey, we want to do a Spider-Man movie, and we'll like pay for half of it, and they were like, okay. So that's why we got the current one.
Yeah.
And then they did the Miles Morales movie, which everybody liked. And then they did the Venom movie, which did okay. So Sony's now in the mindset of, fuck Disney. We don't need them anymore. I mean, we don't need the MCU to do our own storylines.
And you mean, to an extent, I'm like, yeah, you know what? Fuck Disney.
Yeah.
With a lot of that stuff, because I mean, they fucked up Star Wars. When they said at the start, well, we're doing something every year, I'm like, you guys are fucking up this series.
Oh, yeah.
Just because that's way too often.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That is way too, like, it's like, you know, if Christmas was every day, there would be nothing special about Christmas. I don't know. The first thing that came to mind. But like, if you do something all the time, there's no anticipation, there's no, like, it gets stale.
Oh yeah. And it's also the point, it's like, okay, where can we fit a story in Star Wars? Where can we fit, I mean, because they flat out said with Star Wars that anything that's been written up to the point where Disney acquired it is not in canon.
Yeah, and that's kind of BS.
Well, yeah, it's kind of kicked them in the ass because then they ran out of a lot of really good stories to adapt.
I mean, honestly, with the universe, I think you could do a lot, but if you're saying... Oh? Did you say?
I said yes, because, like, for example, I don't know if you ever played it. Do you remember Shadows of the Empire on the Nintendo 64?
That's the one with... What's his name?
Yeah.
It's like with a different bounty hunter kind of dude. Yeah, I remember that one. We played the hell out of that one. With all the cheats and stuff.
Yeah, that character has...
Love that game.
That character has, like... I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but that character has, like, a lot of stories around him. Shadows of the Empire is just one book in, like, the series of his.
Oh, I didn't know he was in more than just that. But, I mean, I was a kid at the time, and it's like, oh, this game's fun.
Yeah.
Didn't really think about it any more than that.
Yeah, I mean, and there's the Jedi Academy games, and then there's the X-Wing and TIE Fighter games, which were done by LucasArts, so they were good games. There was in the 90s, there was a lot of good Star Wars stories and games. And they were just saying, like, yeah, that's
Dash Rendar.
Dash Rendar, thank you. Yeah.
I was looking it up, and I was like, when I saw it, I was like, yes, that's the guy.
Yeah, so I mean, I know that they're doing the Mandalorian series, and that's the only, like, successful Star Wars series on Disney Plus. But I mean, I would love to see a Dash Rendar series.
Yeah, and I mean, I never played them, but a lot of the PC games, my brother played a lot of those ones. And just from hearing bits from him, I'm like, you know, those are some interesting story beats. Like, yeah, I kind of get it, even though that's not my kind of game. So I was like, you know, I think there's a lot you could do with it, but you kind of killing it by just saying, oh, we're going to do something every year. And it's just, in that sense, it's like, You're making a story just because you have to make a story, not because you have a reason to tell a story, almost.
Yeah, as I said, it's like,
Kind of
okay,
just-
like, what major story point do we need to fill in? And by we, I mean, you know, like the whole Obi-Wan series was just like, oh, why is Obi-Wan on, you know, on where he is with Tatooine? And it was just like,
Yeah.
great, you could have literally skipped this whole series and you would have, nothing would have been missed.
And see, the thing is too, like, because it's like, you know, I mean, the main thing about most of the Star Wars stuff is, you know, there's rebellion going on through most of it.
Yeah.
In a lot of those kind of stories, like, you could just invent a character for something to just talk about, even if it's not like an important story beat.
Yeah.
You could make it an interesting story that, you know, maybe tangentially relates to something that you've heard in the main storyline.
I mean,
But that doesn't mean it doesn't have to be interesting.
I mean, yeah, like, you know, Rogue One?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was literally, the whole idea of it was literally based off of one throwaway line in the first Star Wars movie.
Yeah, and like you can do that.
And then they came up with a bunch of characters and there was like, oh, you know, hey, we can make a cool movie out of this one line. And sure enough, that's what they did. And that was interesting. But I mean, like, at the same time, it's just like,
When you try to make everything have to be super important in a series like that, then everything's going to be very hollow, I find.
yeah,
It doesn't all have to be following the A game, following the main team, following the... Yeah. Especially if you're just writing the story because it's like, oh, well, our year timer went off. Ding, ding, ding. What's our next story? We gotta write it.
yeah.
That's not gonna get you anything good.
I mean, really, I would like a new theatrical Star Wars movie instead of all these miniseries. That's all I'm just saying, because we haven't had one of those since episode 9.
Yeah, but, okay. I don't know if this is the right way to put it. I wouldn't mind one either, but I don't want Disney to have anything to do with it.
Well, I mean, other than Disney paying the bill.
Oh, okay, fair, but, you know, don't let them stick their fingers in it, because that's what they've been doing with all this stuff, and it's not really been working out.
Yeah, I mean, this is gonna...
You get where I'm coming from with that, basically.
I mean, financially, I bet it is.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I understand your complaint about Marvel now. Like, I'm really fighting a lot of the series to be like, kind of like, oh, I'm kind of only watching it just because I need to follow the narrative. And that was kind of why I think the movies were doing better, because it was like, oh, so here's this movie that comes out like maybe, let's just say, twice a year. So every 6 months you'd watch a movie, and that's all you needed to keep up with the story.
Yeah, and even, like, I didn't mind when they even, I mean, it wasn't my kind of thing, but I'm like, you know what, for the fans of those kind of things, you know, this I don't mind. It's like, okay, we've got a movie, superhero movie, doesn't matter who, but, you know, throughout that movie, at some point in this movie, you know, someone is mentioned, there's an item, you know, that's kind of like connects it to another movie, but you don't have to have seen that movie to know that it's important when the other movie comes out.
Yeah.
Did that make any sense?
Yes, because going back to the Marvel movies, I have not seen any of the Captain America movies other than Civil War. Okay. So I missed Captain America 1 or 2, and I missed Thor 1 and 2, and I knew what was happening.
Yeah, and even if, like, say you didn't really know the comic universe all that well, you still would be able to kind of, like, you know, I might not know all the niche stuff, but I kind of get, you know, this is important here, and it was from this guy here, even if I didn't watch that movie.
Yeah.
Like, that kind of stuff, okay, yeah, you know, you put a little, like, basically Easter eggs almost, even if they're a little bit more important than Easter eggs, but that's all it essentially is, so you don't need to have seen something.
Mm-hmm.
you can be like, okay, I understand this is in this movie, it's important
Yeah.
that it was in that movie too, even if they just mentioned it, or we're like, okay, eventually we're gonna need, I don't know, the Necronomicon, and then in the next movie they had it in there, and it's like, okay, this is what it would have kind of done. This is why they were mentioning it in the other movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
That kind of idea, like, I'm okay with that. You're kind of catering to the fans that like this stuff, and it's not essential, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like I have to study 5 movies to understand what's going on in this other movie that's a totally different superhero.
Yeah. Like you're watching a movie and you're like, who's this?
And you're just like,
And
oh, well, if
everyone's
you
like-
watched, this other movie, you would know why this guy's important. It's like, I didn't, and I don't want to. Like,
yeah,
fuck you.
like for example, in the what's it called? In the next Black Panther movie, they're introducing the Iron Man replacement character. And it's going to be like, oh, oh, look, you know who this character is. God, did I even go? I don't think I got the door on this floor again. And it's going to be like in a later movie, they're going to show up and probably be like, oh, hey, it's this character or this character and whatnot. Probably. They're introducing characters in other movies, which are kind of like annoying.
Yeah, I just, like, you shouldn't have to study to enjoy a movie series.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what it feels like at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, no, thank you. I mean, for avid moviegoers, that might be one thing, but I am definitely not one of those.
I mean,
I fully admit I'm not an avid movie watcher.
I think the next phase, I'm using air quotes here, will be a little better because they've been canceling projects and taking shows that they were going to be shows and condensing them into movies. So I think maybe they might have learned their lessons based off of numbers. I know it's, we're always going back to, well, oh, it's the numbers.
Well, I mean, if that's how they learn, and then
yeah,
they're learning, I guess. Finally,
full UC.
I think some people too. It's kind of sad too. It's like some people just go to see the movies just because it's like, yeah, like I kind of got to know what happens here because it's probably gonna come up and be in the test on
Yeah.
Iron Man 2,000,003. I need to know this stuff for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost they're doing it just because it's a reaction, because they feel they have to, because they feel like they're going to miss something if they don't, and that's not good either.
Well, that's FOMO. Fear of missing out, if you're wondering what that stands for. And I mean, businesses know about people are really afraid of FOMO. And so they might
dumb
actually...
for entertainment. It's just like you're supposed to be enjoying yourself, not freaked out that you missed a part of it.
Yeah, but that's just everybody's just learned that's just human nature, and this is why all the mobile games and shit are doing so well financially.
Well, yeah, because they're getting people
I mean, if Disney is using that for their shows and movies, then they must be, I guess they just assume that it's doing well. But for the people who need to watch that stuff, well, then congratulations, you're suckering in a lot of people's money, but you're also burning out a lot of people who don't have that problem.
I mean, it's essentially like, what gambling does. Like, people are, like, addicted to it, and that is not good.
No, it's definitely not.
It's just, like, that's why I don't really like TikTok, because it's very much working on an addiction, sort of.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta keep scrolling, And that's not a good thing.
I mean, no, it's not, but...
A lot of this is very bad things that nobody's like, yeah, maybe we should kind of regulate some of this, because are getting really young kids addicted and they don't realize it. And no wonder they can't put their phones down. Yeah, you taught them how to get addicted to stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's your own fault. That's what you did, company.
Yeah, I mean, I know I have a slightly addictive personality. Thankfully, it's been way, I've got it under control now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, everybody has that inkling, too. And, something scratches that itch. That's kind of how you tumble down into the depths of that. And, everybody's got it. People who think they're above that just haven't had that certain itch scratched quite, or, they've seen it in someone else and know when to kind of pull back kind of thing. A lot of people, unfortunately, have that, too.
Yeah.
And it's I know with some things, it's I just can't step over that threshold or else I'm going to have some issues, and we don't need any more issues.
Yeah, thankfully...
Not enough health issues, don't need anything else on top of that.
Yeah, thankfully I kind of figured out my threshold and my weaknesses early in life.
And I mean, a lot of people don't, though, and a lot of people don't realize that a lot of the things... even just loot crates, that's an addiction people can get. Hell, even card games, that's an addiction people can get because, they're rolling the dice on the cards.
Yep.
And some people just kind of fall down these rabbit holes and don't even really realize that they have, and it's kind of sad.
Yeah. I mean... But,
it's sad, I find nowadays, how in our days, it's okay, well, we can't have gambling in Pokemon anymore because we might get the poor kids addicted. Now there's so many things coming from so many angles, and people aren't like that anymore.
Like Pokemon? Remember, they have a Pokemon, what's that game called? The one that's like League of Legends?
Oh yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but I know which one you mean.
Yeah, that has stupid random chance drops and shit like that.
Yeah, and it's just 20 years ago you guys were yeah, we can't have gambling in our video games and we have to have Voltorb Flip, and I wanted to murder someone because I hated Voltorb Flip. Does
anyone like Voltorb Flip?
I don't know, but I remember playing it a lot because I was I need Ice Beam on this guy. Yeah. And I can't get it otherwise. Fuck you, game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I should reload my gun while I'm...
But it was just nowadays they're just yeah, it's fine. We don't call that gambling, so your kid's good, and kids ain't good anymore. Hell, even the adults, because it's not just kids, too.
Yeah,
but, I find addiction has been a lot more, that's not what it is anymore. People just kind of push it aside. It's not a problem, and that's not good.
I mean, that's more of a North American issue. I know Europe they're way stricter on it, and this is why certain companies like Activision Blizzard, all their games are basically banned now over there.
Oh, good. That's good.
And the FIFAs, they were oh no, you can't have the microtransactions and shit like that in this game. And, they were please, we need the microtransaction money. Tell your, your provincial, not your provincial leader, your, whatever, your local leader type stuff that, mail him and say, I want my loot boxes back and my FIFA. And it was just are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and you're right, it is a bit more of a problem over on this side of the pond, but...
In Japan.
There's a problem nonetheless.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because Japan, they have a lot of stuff that kind of caters to that, too. Hell, even the what do you call it? I mean, there's the gacha too, yeah. You put in some money and you get a random thing plop out.
That's literally what gacha means, but yeah.
Yeah, okay, so
The word gotcha.
I had it right. I had it right. Okay,
Yeah,
I thought I was
the
thinking
word
of something
gotcha
else.
is supposed to be in what is it, like the sound effect of the cranking and the thing
Oh,
popping out?
the
Yeah,
clinking sound. Okay.
like
So I was
that's
getting
what,
I
yeah.
was getting the correct phrase confused with something else, but
Yeah,
I
so
got
that's the literal explanation of the term gotcha or
Uh-huh.
gotcha. Yeah.
So I don't know. I just find lately it's much more of a problem and people are just very blasé about it anymore.
Well, yeah, it's mostly that um when a company, is like called out on it, it's like bad press for a week, and then they're like, "Oh, look, here's the new flashy game," and they rattle the keys, and then people
Yeah.
forget about it. And that's the major problem right there. It's just the people
Yeah.
who are like really against it, like they're kind of just like ignored because ooh, flashy game. If we want to be a game journalist, we have to be nice to the game publishers, or they won't give us the Call of Duties or whatever.
It's just kind of sad and,
Yeah, it's just
not.
it's just the way the industry is, and something really needs to change, and it won't. But
Well, I mean, a lot of the industry really needs to change. Is the sad thing, because I mean, this is not sustainable.
no, my
Well, even
prediction.
with with the new Pokemon game, I thought, okay, because the last one I really didn't get, because it's like, yeah, they're being made to super rush this. This doesn't seem very good product, the little bit that we saw beforehand, and
Yeah.
I don't think the people who are being made to make it are, they're probably working 20-hour days, 7 days a week or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And with the little bit that we saw with the new one, I'm like, okay, I think there's still an issue here, but I don't think it's as bad. But having played it, it's like, I have a feeling these issues were still there, pretty much the same. So I'm kind of like,
Well, that's also the hardware that they're working on, too.
well, yeah, that doesn't help because it's not the best hardware. I get it, but I still think I kind of went in thinking, okay, it seems like they're handling this a little better, but I don't think in the end they really did.
Like, honestly, it's a miracle that it runs as well as it does. Like, it's a miracle based off of, obviously, they didn't have time to really improve their, I guess I want to say their game development skills.
Hmm.
Because, obviously, people who have gone in and, hacked the game, like, are like,
Yeah.
oh, the same hacks that we could use for, like, the last 3 games still works. And they're still
You know
using
what?
really
That
old
might even
technology.
kind of disprove what I just said in that sense. If they're building off the old crappy stuff before, they at least didn't have to build it from scratch, so maybe they didn't have to do as much crazy work. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but it still takes time, and
Oh, well,
like,
definitely, it still does, but I'm just thinking, okay, knowing that, maybe it wasn't quite as. It's just bad because the previous stuff was under that constraint, and you're just like, oh, well, that's still not great, but.
well, I mean, let's presume that it takes them 3 years to make a game.
Hmm.
Let's just assume that, and that's just the coding part.
Yeah.
That is still a really, really rush time to get out, like a full open world game. There was really no
Oh, yeah.
time to really learn better coding techniques because that has always been Game Freak's weaknesses. Their coding techniques have not evolved since like the Game Boy days.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of astounding. This is why they were like, okay, we're going to give Diamond and Pearl remakes to a different company, and we were hoping, oh, maybe it'll be so much better, but
Or.
the company had no experience making games, and they rushed it out because, hey, deadline type shit.
Yeah. See, and this is why one of the big reasons I don't mind that the next Breath of the Wild 2 has been taking them years.
Well,
I'd rather it take years and come out decently and nobody's losing their hair because they're working 24 hours, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Then, it come out rushed, it come out, everybody feels like shit and they've still got work to do because they gotta fix all the stuff afterwards with patches.
I mean...
Because one thing I must admit I noticed, and I've noticed that they must have patched it, they must have fixed it. Because when I first played the Pokemon Violet, I noticed if you put a Pokemon to sleep, their eyes stayed open, and I was like, fuck, they changed this in, like, way older games. Like, what? This is one thing they couldn't do here, but if you do it now most of them do.
Yeah.
So that must have been a patch, and I'm just like, these poor guys are still having to get this game worked.
Oh yeah, and there's still, like, lots of, like, obvious big bugs, but yeah, fixing the minor things probably doesn't take so long.
No, but just the fact that they were so rushed that they had to get it out without some of those little normal things.
Like, the shinies going twinkle twinkle until you run into it.
Yeah, just some of that stuff, it kind of shows you, like, okay, they didn't have any time to breathe.
Yeah.
Or at least not very much. Or somebody, because when you're so overworked, it's like, okay, I overlooked this dumb, stupid, normal thing that normally I wouldn't have.
I mean,
but that's not fair to them either. So I don't know about much with me and games in the future if I'm gonna be supporting much until things change.
The complete opposite example of that is how Hades 1 came out so well.
Oh yeah, and I'm stoked. Like, it's not the kind of game that I'm good at, so I didn't play it, but I watched a lot of it, and it's a great game.
It really is.
They got the second one coming out, and, like, if we didn't hear anything in 4 years about that, I'd be like, you know what, that's fucking fine.
Well, see, they're doing the same thing. They're releasing it on early access.
And see, they did a really good early access, I thought. Because I actually... Well, for the first game, yeah, I don't know. We still got to see how this one comes, but I'm assuming they're going to kind of do it the same sort of way, so...
Yeah, that's their plan.
Hopefully, but I did actually, and it was like... I want to say it was like a good 2 hours at least. It was like not like a retrospective, but like an overview of how they worked on the game.
Yeah.
And it was, like, really interesting.
Yeah, they have 3-day weekends, and they always have, and they're...
Yeah, and it kind of, like, brought you through the process. Okay, this is the first game we're kind of doing early access like this, in that we're kind of putting out parts of it, and I gotta find this, because I think it was, like, a little mini-series.
Yeah, it was a 6-episode mini-series.
Yeah, that one.
And
I can't remember who kind of filmed it, but it was like a behind-the-scenes thing, and I was like, these guys, they got the right formula here for that.
Yeah, I love Supergiant Games. That's the company name, if you want to look it up. And
I can't remember who did the little, like, behind-the-scenes thing with them, because I know that was another company, because they've done other behind-the-scenes of stuff, too.
Yeah. And I would actually, like, I own Bastion, but I haven't actually touched it. And I love Transistor, which was their...
No clip video game documentaries. Yeah. I think that's them.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So...
Yeah,
and it's...
Transistor was a really, really great game.
And this is that 6-part series, so yeah. Ever look up no-clip video game documentaries.
Yeah.
Supergiant secretly launched Hades. Developing Hell is the name of the series. Developing Hell, that fits.
Yes, and that's also a really good get your attention title, because you're like, ooh, what went wrong? Oh, damn, it's a monster.
Oh, shit.
I was warned about this, but...
Oh.
Ow.
What the frig? He's like a little blobby, bouncy dude.
Sure is. I need to heal. I need a better heal.
Yeah, I remember watching that and being like, holy fuck, like, these guys kind of figured out the best way to develop a game, like a good game, the good, like, I don't know what would be the best word, like,
Atmosphere.
yeah, like, and keeping, like, the development, you know, it was tight still. It's always tight whenever you're working on something, but not like, oh my god, I'm losing my mind, like, and stuff, the game's gonna suffer because of it. Oh no. Oh shit. Oh fuck.
I went to steal and it one-shotted me.
You dead.